So our next speaker is Nika, who will be speaking about getting creative with poetry. Barrett, voice, Osborne, indoor voice. Nika.
Thank you. Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm going to be talking to you about poetry. I don't know if anybody of you here read poetry. Okay, a few hands. That's wonderful. And this is one of many ways that you can be creative, okay? We're going to focus on this today, and I want to start off by telling you a little bit about who I am. So I'm Nika. I'm currently based in Spain. I am originally from the US. My day job is project management. I work on different kinds of projects, mainly around tech innovation and sustainability that are funded by the EU. I love community, so I am a part of a couple of communities in Granada, where I'm based, in southern Spain. I like to write, so I do, of course, you could guess, I write poetry sometimes, also short fiction, and not so fun, I also do grant proposals and other interests. So I love hiking. I think all of you here love traveling, so that's definitely a big one for me. Trying to learn Spanish. I do have a background in biology as well. Okay, so what's poetry? Poetry is a literary art that emphasizes rhythm, and it's a language that's used to evoke certain meanings. That's basically a very quick definition. And what about creativity? This is about using your imagination to ideate, essentially. Okay, and why should we care about this? So it's not information that's going to result in behavior change, because we are in fact a very social species. We're also quite irrational as humans, even if we tend to be logical thinkers. So the decisions that we make and the way that we choose to live our lives is very much based on our emotions. So sometimes when we're being creative, this could really just be a pleasurable thing. But I want you to understand that beyond that, art is a very powerful tool for impact and for change. Also, if you don't believe me, this is backed by research. I don't have any citations here, but if you want to talk to me afterwards, I'm happy to show you some stuff. Okay, so why poetry? Again, this is just one medium you can use to practice creativity. There's obviously many other ways. So a lot of the benefits here apply to other forms of artistic expression. So poetry can bring about new ideas and approaches. It can be about processing your emotions. It can be a form of healing. It's pleasurable. It's fun. It can be a way to connect with others and also see things from alternative perspectives. So I want us now to look at some poetry. And I want you guys to think about, when I read these poems, what are you feeling and how you're interpreting this. So I think a lot of us, when it comes to art, some of us may feel like it's a bit, oh, I don't get it, it's difficult, and it's hard to engage. And then you might have heard someone say, well, there's no right or wrong, which is true. Sometimes an artist will have a specific intention, but also whatever it is that you're interpreting, whatever it is that you're getting out of it, or not getting out of it, is also fine. Okay, so first poem is called Anatomy of a Fall. This is by a poet called John Kinsella. The anatomy of a dead seagull falling past my window, with its back to the sea, revealed itself in striking cement 3 stories below. The climate within my window was forming hurricanes, humidity, like a magnifying glass, distorting my view, though clearly I could discern its inelegance. Splayed and buckled, a heap of bloodied feather, certainly the result of an imperfect dive. My first question is, did anyone feel anything? Raise your hand if you felt something. Okay, a few hands, okay. Now, does anyone want to volunteer and tell me what emotion they felt? Come on, don't be shy.
I can tell you where I felt it.
That's fine.
When he said striking the cement, that was like really, that was like a hard-hitting line for me.
Mm-hmm.
Not for me. It's different. For me, it was the hurricane's humidity because it went in a different direction.
Yeah. Excellent. What else?
There is like free fall, like you're fallen and there is nothing to catch you.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's quite scary, isn't it? Yeah. Anyone else would like to share what they got out of this? Yes.
I felt a little bit of disgust.
Okay,
I
excellent.
got a mental picture in my brain of just explode, you know. Yeah.
Absolutely. I felt that too. So, what do you think this poem is about? Awkward silence. Yes.
I want to say death, no?
Absolutely. There's definitely a lot of death going on here. Any other thoughts? Again, no right or wrong answers.
It's about like, first, it's about finality, but it's also about, you know, when about something undefined, you know, that feeling that something in between, you know, between about the state in between.
Mm-hmm. So the in between life and death, you mean?
It is one interpretation, but it's about any state in between. Like when you are in between, like any two states, and you still haven't either haven't chosen or haven't transitioned from one state and another, and this feeling can frighten you, right?
Absolutely. I love that. That's beautiful. And that's actually quite different from what I've taken from this poem. So I love that. Yes, another one.
For me, it's more about the mood or the mindset of the observer who is projecting basically into like a very mundane anecdote his state of mind, or her, but I think it's probably the poet, so it's
Yeah. Excellent.
Could I say
Yes.
it speaks of the fleeting impermanence of existence?
Ooh.
Sorry.
Halfway through a bottle of rum.
The seagull flashing past the window, that brief moment that we have in this life. Yes, fleeting impermanence.
I love it. Yeah, absolutely. Those were beautiful interpretations. So for me, actually, this was making me think about climate change, because the reference to the hurricanes, it made me think, okay, there is something happening here that shouldn't be happening. It's not normal that a seagull has just died like this, and maybe because of the extreme weather conditions that we're having and storms, now you're getting more deaths actually. So that's what this made me think about, and also what made me feel disgust and made me feel really uncomfortable is the fact that there is a kind of a joke happening, like, oh, it's just a seagull that forgot how to fly. Obviously, this is not that. It's quite serious, right? So this, for me, is something that makes me question then. It's getting me to feel like there's something really horrible happening right now in the world with climate change, and also for other reasons. And then it makes me question, what's my place in this? Is there something that I can do? But I have to feel that there's something really wrong happening before I can have those questions. I think, was there somebody else that wanted to comment on this poem before we go to the next one? Okay. Okay, so this poem doesn't have a title. I'm going to tell you a bit of a backstory after I read it, and after we talk about it briefly. There's also a link to the podcast where I got this from, and I highly, highly recommend listening to it. This was written by a man named Jerry Robbins. All I ask for, God, in the brief second before eternity swallows me up, a glimpse of the world that is to be, where no man need make a prayer like mine, then I will know there is meaning amidst this man-made madness. Who felt something? Okay, a few hands, not many. Really? Only a few people feel something?
But it's not about the poetry. Sometimes it's about the setup, and also if you read it and if you listen, it is different. Probably if you read this by yourself, you feel it more.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, that could very well be true.
Yeah,
So
it hasn't landed yet.
hasn't landed yet. Okay. Well, this will be up on the screen for a few more minutes. So let it sink in. Okay. Absolutely. All I ask for, God, in the brief second before eternity swallows me up, a glimpse of the world that is to be, where no man need make a prayer like mine, then I will know there is meaning amidst this man-made madness. Okay, yes, do you want to share?
At the very end, the man-made madness makes me mad.
Hell yeah. What else? What else are you feeling?
That this also reflects the feeling, I think, of many people that the current state of the world makes people anxious about the future, and the person who wrote this, they want clarity, they want hope for a better future.
Absolutely. The person who wrote this actually had a lot of hope, but yeah.
I would interpret as someone who's basically man-made madness is war, died through war, and then a glimpse of the world as to be. He wants to know, well, was it worth it me being in war and dying it? At least if there's a better world after that, at least my death was worth it through that war, perhaps.
Yeah, it's a great question to ask. Is there a better world out there? Does anyone want to? Yes.
I was gonna say, I personally love that final sentence of man-made madness.
Mm-hmm.
I love madness, I love chaos, whether it's God-made, nature-made, or man-made. It brings me great joy when chaos is involved in madness. It's like true madness.
I think we got that from your time.
It brings me a lot of joy. So, like for me, it brought me a lot of joy.
Wow.
I don't know if you realize, it's a bit weird.
That final sentence, I really enjoyed.
Yeah. I mean, I love this. Again, I have very different takeaway, but that is fucking excellent. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a bit of a backstory about this poem, and then I'm curious if it's going to give anyone else an emotional reaction. The man, when he wrote this, was 21. He actually didn't have to go to war because he was going to university, so he got a get-out-of-jail-free card, so to speak. But he felt that even though he's against it, and I think we can interpret that, right? That he's against this because we shouldn't have to be praying to be in a world where this doesn't exist, so hopefully we have a future where it stops. And in any case, he felt a duty to go. He got on a boat. The boat was bombed, and he died before ever making it to the battlefield. Okay? He was engaged and died at 21 before ever even fighting for his country. And so knowing that, and then reading this and kind of having that opportunity to be a little bit inside his mind, it's well, for me, it made me also incredibly moved, but really sad that this was something he felt he needed to do, even though he was against war itself. So, how about you? Does anyone have another reaction based on that a little bit of that backstory?
Yeah, but then his experience of life, he didn't reach participating in the war, even though he was like, let's participate. In the end, he didn't. So his will was kind of like fulfilled. At least that's my interpretation.
But we're still having wars.
Do you expect wars to stop? Like, how would you? Like, it's in the man-made madness in the world we exist. So I don't know. It's a big question.
It is, yes.
So the way I read the poetry, I don't know if the backstory was meant to mean that he went to war because he wrote the poetry, but for me it's actually, it sounds the opposite. So it sounds like the words of someone that has no hope and needs to want proof that the life can be meaningful. He doesn't ask for a better word. He asks for a glimpse to see, to know that there will be something better. So it's actually to me the opposite way.
Yeah.
He went to war probably because he was feeling that way.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's a great take. Okay, yes.
I think it's got popular because it covers lots of things. You mentioned global warming, so it could be the same for global warming.
True.
But so many things that man is doing. So basically, we think we're important and we're not, because we're about such a small second. And I don't like the attachment to God because personally I don't believe there is one. But people have to believe in one because we live for such a short period of time that they want a God. So I understand why someone wants a God. But the poem mostly has caught everyone's attention because it's showing that we're around for such a second. What is man going to do to the planet? And the last line is we're messing it up at the moment. So where are we going with it? We're not doing a good job.
Exactly. I agree with that. Yes.
Knowing that part about the soldier side,
Yeah.
there was a man back during, what was it, World War II, Desmond Doss. He was a pacifist, and he joined up. He never fired a gun, but he got the Medal of Honor for being a medic and saving like tons of people. His story was terrifying, but this is like the perfect poem for his life story because he didn't want to go, but he felt called to go. He ended up living, but he embraced the madness by saving other people's lives. And as a medic, he never fired a gun. He refused, even in basic training, he refused to fire a gun. But he's a medic, he saved tons of people's lives. So that sentence, it reminds me a lot of his story, except for he didn't. That was.
Wow, that's beautiful. So we have a happy ending at least for one of the soldiers.
He likes a happy ending.
And following that, does anyone else have anything they'd like to share? Yes.
So my problem with this is that before I had the context, it didn't really make sense for me. And when you were reading it, I didn't feel much because I was really trying to make sense of it and analyzing it. And the grammar was really I was trying to figure out the grammar. So I don't know, I feel like the text on its own, it's kind of missing that context to really understand and feels a bit too generic to me. Yeah, you got it.
If I got it, then most people should.
Yeah, I mean, there is kind of that debate also, like how much should we know before we decide what we want to take away? Because there is a way you can interact with the art, just having that, like when you go to look at a painting, do you immediately go read the description or do you allow yourself that time to just look at the painting and see what you're getting out of it? I will admit myself, sometimes I really do want that extra information. I find it interesting and it helps me take something additional away. So I think you have to have a balance because yes, this poem is one thing without the backstory and it turns into something else, I think, when you have that additional information. Yes?
In a way, the story itself, the poem itself was written before this whole. So in a way, it matters, but it also has nothing to do with it. So it's like
True.
a bit of weird, like,
Yeah.
For me, foreknowing the story of the person and actors makes like no difference. The message is very clear. Last cry for hope. That's it.
Yeah, that's also very valid. Yes?
Because for me now it becomes too religious without the context. It's just I
Yeah.
That takes me out.
Yeah, and I think that's also, this is a fascinating debate happening, and maybe we can talk about this more after. So for some people, the backstory doesn't add anything. For others, it changes the experience completely. So thank you so much for your excellent feedback. Okay. So, like with science, like with many things in life, poetry has evolved. We used to have a lot of different classical forms and a lot of rules about how you would produce a poem. But now we're performing poetry. It's also become very visual. And we have free verse. So with this in mind, I would like you to write a poem. It can be free form, no rules, go crazy, do whatever comes to you. The point here is to practice your creative muscle. Remember, creativity is really important for ideation. If you're working on a project, maybe you have a startup, this could also, is really important to use creativity in your work. So this is, again, just one way to do it. See what comes out. If you're somebody that likes structure, you can try a haiku. So these are really short poems. Haikus were developed in Japan in the 13th century. They were focused on nature, but now you can have a haiku about anything. 3 lines. The first line is 5 syllables, the second is 7, the third line is also 5. You can mix it up. You might have 2 lines that are 6 syllables, that's okay. Does everybody know what a syllable is? I'm not making assumptions here. Okay? Nobody raised their hand, so nobody knows? Okay. A few people. Okay. Okay. Just a few quick examples of haikus. The light of a candle is transferred to another candle, spring twilight. Lady, I lost my subway token, we must part is faster by air. And the third one, there's actually a spelling error here. Loving between us is speech and breath. Loving you is a long river running. So, as you can see here, all of these are haikus. They're very different. The pace is different. The structure is a bit different. The themes are all very different. So even within a set of rules, you still have a lot of room to play around. All right? Does anyone have any questions about haikus or free verse? Yes?
I mean, what is the syllable?
Honestly, I don't even know how to explain what that is. I mean, I just know what it is, so.
I actually don't know what the syllable is.
I don't understand the translation of it, no.
It's like one a piece of word that you can say in one.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, okay.
So, I always thought haiku was 575, so I'm super confused.
Yeah, 575.
Yeah, but, okay, then maybe I don't know what it's called.
Oh, are some of these not, maybe some.
Candles are 6.
No, it's true. In some of these, it might happen where you might have a line of 6 and then another line of 6.
Spring twilight. That's 3 syllables.
You're right.
So I wanted structure, now I'm just in a mess.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They're not all. They don't always follow 575 exactly. It's true. So I'm sorry for confusing you. It could be that I also typed this incorrectly, but yeah, it can happen where you don't always follow the 575 exactly to a T.
Oh, okay.
So there is a bit of space to play around there. Okay.
They are masters. They can do.
They can do whatever they want. Yeah. All right. Who's feeling extra brave? I don't even know you, but obviously. So I actually did this when I was doing my master's in writing. I wrote a haiku, and then I made a kind of necklace out of it, so I just walked around with this haiku over my chest. So if you guys are up for it, I would love to see you walking around Bansko with a poem on you, okay? No rules, just you can, I don't know, write it on your face in lipstick if you want, just figure it out. If you are one of the first 2 people that I see with this poem, I'm gonna buy you a drink, all right?
Is it that poem, or is it our poem that we create?
It's the poem that you create. Yeah, don't use an existing poem, it has to be your poem. Yeah, of course you did. Okay, and now I'm going to end with a scary amount of QR codes. So, starting from the left is my Substack for my project/business that I'm trying to get off the ground. If you're curious, talk to me afterwards. If you want to just have a chat for fun, you have my personal WhatsApp. If you want to talk business, you have my business WhatsApp. If you're not really sure about what the hell it is that I do, you can look at my very exaggerated profile on LinkedIn. And then you also have my Instagram for my project. So, and then even more ways to contact me. There's also my emails. So, so thank you. Oh yeah, questions. Yes.
Well, it's not a question, but, well, you mentioned wearing your poems. I don't wear any, but I can read a poem I wrote. So here is a poem that I wrote for the last year's autumn equinox. So here it goes. The wheel will turn at autumn's fall when gold touches the leaves. The wheel will turn, the dales get short, and colder gets the breeze. The wheel will turn, the fires will burn, and keep warm our hearts. The wheel will turn, reminding us that every end is a start.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you. So maybe we might have an impromptu open mic after this? And yes.
So you did ask us to come up with a poem right now.
No, Barrett.
No,